All right, folks, how you doing? It's been a while. I know that, and that's not accidental. I haven't had the heart for it. The Facebook world has just become so polarized, so divisive, so angry. It's an energy suck. And I found myself having difficulty getting anything else done on those days where you just get into it. And there's so much hatred there, and there's so many walls built up. It's not really even walls built up. It's like we've retreated to our own bubbles. Worse than that, people that I know are on my side, people that are seeing what I'm seeing are just like, you know what? Muttle, I just can't deal with it. You know, you have those that are into Trump, and whatever Trump does is going to be okay, and that's scary. That's a little. You guys can understand where that comes off a little fascistic to someone like me and some of these other people. And then there's other people that are just like, no matter what, we're going to double down. We're going to come to every coal miner in the entire United States of America and make you pee next to Caitlyn Jenner. So you understand where that side's coming from also. But the problem that we're seeing now is those of us that are in the middle are starting to get fatigued by it. I am going to try and be more civil, but there are things we just can't let go. There are things that we have to talk about, and there are things that you're going to have to sit through because the world's changing a little bit. Now, when I say you have to sit through them, you don't have to sit through them. It is still, for now, a free country, and you could feel free to click off of this video. I want to share what I think people are making too big of a deal about, or that they don't have any business commenting on. The first are his cabinet picks. Now, he was elected. This is a fair election. This guy gets to pick who gets put into the cabinet. And if the Senate votes for it, even if it's a tiebreaker, even if Vice President Pence has to come in and break the tie, even if it's completely on partisan lines, he has a right to appoint the people to the cabinet that he wants to appoint. There is a possible charitable explanation for the people that he's appointing. I'm speaking specifically here about Betsy DeVos, who is just tapped to lead the Department of Education. I'm talking about Rex Tillerson here. You could see where someone would be up in arms about, I don't know, taking the CEO of Exxon, taking a guy that has never worked anywhere else in his entire life except for Exxon, and putting him in front of the State Department. But you can't address this from a charitable point of view. Saying that Donald Trump is a businessman, and he has in his mind that he thinks government is run poorly. Let's face it, the last 44 presidents of the United States of America didn't do that great of a job. I mean, they did a pretty good job. There's, the United States is the freest. The United States is the wealthiest. The United States is a unique nation in the globe today. It's its moral leader. But can it be more efficient? Of course it can be more efficient. And his idea is to put business people in charge of the government and run the government like you would a business. Let's face it, if America was a business, its leaders would be fired by the board, and the board in this case is we the people. So I'm going to give Donald Trump a pass on all of his cabinet nominations. Would they be the ones I picked? No, but he was elected president, and it's his choice. Here are the two issues that I think are really problematic with the Trump administration so far. The first one was the so-called judge Twitter comment, and really setting up this war between the other branches of government, specifically the judiciary branch of the government of the United States, with the presidency by delegitimizing his enemies. There's no way to get around that. I mean, the most charitable interpretation would be that the so-called meant like not very good judge. He's not a legitimate judge. It's just like he's not very good. And I think that's what Donald Trump might have meant. But either way, there is no place in modern discourse for the president of the United States to be challenging the legitimacy of another branch of government. This tweet is a very worrying symbol of where the president of the United States is at. The other thing, and I think this is the scariest, the fake news meme. The idea that, and Donald Trump actually tweeted this, any negative polls are fake news. Just like the CNN, ABC, NBC polls in the election, sorry people want border security and extreme vetting. I think what's the single scariest thing so far the Donald Trump administration has done is to set up a paradigm where anybody that disagrees with him cannot be trusted to give legitimate facts. All news that disagrees with Donald Trump is fake news. So here's what I want to do. And this is kind of a long-winded approach to where I'm at now. I'm going to look into this and I'm going to call Donald Trump out when I think it's necessary to call him out. And I'm going to find the most charitable explanations for his actions when I can. I'm going to do the same with the UN. I'm going to do the same with rabbis. I'm going to do the same with all of the issues that we've covered so far here on the Mutt to Wolfe Show. We are at a point where it's okay to have a bias. You should have a bias. You should be able to analyze facts via critical thinking and make a biased decision. I'm not pretending I am not biased, but the fact that I have a bias doesn't make every fact I give on here fake news. I also want to hear what you think. If you think I'm off on this, I want you to tell me. If you give me a reasonable response, ask a reasonable question. Could be, I will address it here in this space, and I will be open to having my mind changed. So let's not let the fatigue get to us. Let's embrace a little bit more civility and try and move forward with that. If this sounds good to you, go ahead, hit my face, subscribe to this channel, and we'll keep talking about this stuff in the coming weeks and the coming months.